Well, welcome back again, cigar lovers. Today we are reviewing the third in the new Ortega Wild Bunch series. This is March cigar, the March edition of the cigar called the Island Gem. And here it is. There's the logo of Island Gem. It is 6.5 by 52. There's your density. This is made of an Ecuadorian Habano Rosado wrapper and Nicaraguan binder and filler. Only 500 boxes are made. A box is 20 cigars. This is the March 2013 edition of the Wild Bunch. So if you look back on my reviews, we've already finished and posted January's and February, so you can check those out. So now it's time for Island Gem. Okay, as we said before, this is an Ecuadorian Habano Rosado wrapper, and the cigar is an average medium brown. So let's get right to it and see what the Island Gem is like. Very good draw. Yes. Do not adjust your TV screen, monitor, what have you. I am indeed wearing a different shirt today. For some reason, a lot of you get hooked on or caught up on what shirt I'm wearing. It's very simple. I like my red shirt. It's my knock around the house shirt, and I usually wear it when I get home from the gym. So I'm already clean. The shirts last a long time, and it's sort of become a signature item. But the Jamaica shirt is on today, Appleton rum. If you notice the smoke going quickly this way, there is a cross breeze. I have the front door open and these windows open because it's a beautiful spring day. Almost spring. 80 degrees today in South Carolina, which is where I am broadcasting from. Okay, let's see about this cigar. A lot of pepper, quite a bit of pepper, a lot of earth notes. A very sweet cedar, very sweet. It is somewhat secondary to the earth. The cedar is very sweet. It has some sort of a secondary vanilla note to take off the sharpness of the cedar, but it's definitely very earthy. The pepper is at least a 7. So I'm gonna let it stop right there. We're just starting to get about a 1/4 inch in, and so we've got a lot of earth, a lot of sweet cedar with vanilla undertones or backing the cedar to make it nice and sweet and take away any sharpness from the cedar. Quite a bit of pepper, 7 plus. So let's let it sit for a minute and see how it progresses. Well, I'm about 3/4 of an inch in, and the flavors are pretty much like I described before. There is quite a bit of earth, a lot of earth notes, but the cedar is fighting hard to be noticed. The cedar is sweet. It has just a touch of vanilla, you can taste it. and it's trying to develop some richness now. It's very hard with the large amount of earth that it's up against. And it's battling also the pepper. The pepper, as I said before, was at least a 7. It may be an 8. It's between 7 and 8. It's quite a bit. And of course, you really notice it when you retrohale. So the finish is really just sort of a cream, a very semi-sweet cream. It tries to have some vanilla notes, but it's a very low-key cream. You can tell it's cream. It's not overly sweet, and there is a touch of lingering pepper, as I would expect from Eddie's cigars. As you know, I'll just bore some of you, but Eddie and Eric Espinoza, who made up EO Brands, they went their separate ways. Both have their own separate cigar line now. And of course, Eddie Ortega has done very well with his Series D cigars, both the Maduro and the Natural. And now he has the Wild Bunch, a different cigar every month of 2013. So Island Gem is number 3 for and comes in at March. There is just a touch of richness, and it's trying hard, but there is a massive amount of earth tones that it has to battle against. So that's where we are at the, well, probably by now, the 1-inch point. Well, I'm about 2 inches in, and the cigar now has developed a few nutmeg notes. The cedar has made an obvious transition to more nutmeg. It's a very thick nutmeg. It's not overly rich. There is still that richness is trying to happen. Has some sweetness to it. Again, it is fighting the massive amount of earth in its way. Nutmeg is trying its best. The pepper is still just about the same. The finish now is more of a thicker cream, and some sweetness to it, but there is a nice lingering pepper to go along with it. I would call the cigar medium to full bodied. Okay, and it really shows that just about from the beginning. We didn't mention it before, but it is pretty much medium to full bodied. So that's where we are. Got about 4 inches left. With about 2.5 inches left, the cedar is making a resurgence. The nutmeg notes have gone away somewhat, and now we're back to pretty much cedar. And it's pretty much like it was in the beginning. Same massive earth tones, sweet cedar, somewhat sweet. To be honest with you, they are sweet tones, but they are downplayed by the massive earth. Pepper is still very good, at least a 7, and the finish is unchanged. So not a big change, it just flip-flopped back to what it was at the beginning. Well, I only have an inch or so left, but here at the latter stages, there are some charred oak notes. The earth has given way somewhat, but in its place, the part that it gave way are charred oak. Now, the cedar is about the same. There's a touch of cream that's trying to develop, but it's a little late for it to go far. But primarily the cedar is a semi-sweet, and it has just a little touch of cream in it. Pepper is still the same, finish is still the same. So that's the only change, or the addition of charred oak notes. So I will be back to wrap it up here very shortly. it up. The cigar ended just like it did in the last segment. Had a few charred oak notes there to go along with the cedar and earth. The earth is downplayed somewhat here in the latter stages, which is good. The earth was not a harsh earth. It really just made the cigar what it was. It was earthy, but it's cedar, vanilla notes here and there, nutmeg here and there, made it interesting and pleasing actually. It ended up medium to full bodied, and it took about an hour and 20 minutes to go through. The finish remained one of pretty much a semi-sweet cream, a little sweeter at the end, and some nice lingering pepper. The lingering pepper seemed to intensify as the cigar went on. Nice addition. The Island Gem, I think, is probably my favorite of the three in this segment. The three for January, February, and March of Ortega cigars, and that's about all I can say about it. It's a good cigar. Very Nicaraguan-esque, very Eddie Ortega-esque also. So for me, I'm giving it a score of 90. Good cigar, very good cigar, and it should be on shelves now. It debuted the 1st of March, so look for them at your local shop. So there you have it, the Island Gem Wahoo 6.5 by 52, 90.